So it's the penultimate round of the F3 Championship. It's Japan. Once again, I hate this track. And I qualify in P5. Meh. During the formation lap, I decided to do a Mavnado impression and get a move from the grid. So as the lights go out, it's once again a pretty average start. As we head through the first couple of corners, we've got Ash Best lagging as always. But apparently he's pretty far ahead. Seems legit. Moving on to lap number 2, we sit behind Fraggle Paul, going to the hairpin. We hit the back of him ever so slightly, and on the exit he decides to lag forward, and I don't really have any words for that, to be honest. But on the next lap, Fraggle's car decides he's going to lose any sense of direction whatsoever, and keeps driving along the track for the entirety of the race. Not off-putting in the slightest. At the end of lap 5, AMS, myself and Ash all come into the pit, so it's going to be a battle of the pit crews, Renault versus McLaren versus Sauber. We almost hit the back of AMS coming into the pit, which wouldn't have been great. And despite being in a pit stop battle, the Renault team still decide to take their sweet ass fucking time. On lap number 9, Fraggle Paul's car is still being a nuisance at the braking zone, and we get a penalty. We then find ourselves under pressure from Ashley. He goes to the inside, and for some reason we decide we're not going to defend, which looking back on it, wasn't the brightest move. But 4 laps later, Ashley comes into the pit, and 3 laps later, we come into the pit, and only now did the team decide they're actually going to give me a good pit stop. However, coming out the pit, Ashley gets out in front of us. And despite our best efforts, we couldn't get past him. Then literally nothing happens for the rest of the race. We beat AMS thanks to his penalties, and we lose second thanks to our penalties.